Magandang buhay everyone! Our topic is all about acing job interview to be presented by me, Jane Vidal, and Miss Leslie Jane Benedita. So, objectives. By the end of this lesson, you will able to demonstrate knowledge effective answering job interviews and identify frequently asked questions in a job interviews. Then show appropriate and multifaceted and flexible nature of personal identity. The concept of this lesson, common interview question and answer with tips. As we prepare for our interview, we may be considering which question the employer is going to ask you. Well, there is no way to know for sure the topic will be covered. There are several types of popular interviewers' question you can be expected to ask, and therefore be prepared to discuss. Every interviewer is different and their exact question may vary. By preparing answers for this common interview question, you may develop compelling talking points and make an impression during next job interviews. In this article, we share the most commonly asked question with a tip, and interviewers are looking for your response and example answer. Naman guroy nakapang-apply na diri trabaho, then naka-experience na og job interview. As mag-prepare ta sa ato ang job interview, dapat i-consider jud nato ang mga possible nga question nga pwede i-ask sa ato kay wala man ta kabalo unsa ang topic nga pwede i-covered sa interviewer sa ato So kay daghan man kuy several types of common interviewers question nga pwede i-ask sa ato dapat prepare jud ta. Then dili man gud tanan every interviewer is dili sila pare-pareha o kuan kaning verification kani sa imong sa pani imong answer kay ay uban nga interviewers is high standard sa ilahang kaning imong answer, dapat ma-impress sila sa imong answer, like gusto nila kaning best answer jud kaayo ang imong itubag sa ilahang question. Then kini nga article is i-share na mo diri ang mga commonly asked question with answer. Common interview question and answer. So first is, tell me about yourself. Tips. Your interviewers will likely start out with questioning about yourself and your background to get to know you. Start out by giving them an overview of your current position or activity, then provide the most important and relevant highlights from your background that makes the most qualified for the role. So, kaninga question is commonly ginaas naman yun sa to. So, here is the example. Currently, I serve as an assistant to 3 companies, 5 executive team members, including the CEO. From my 12 years of experience as an executive assistant, I developed the ability to anticipate roadblocks and create effective alternative plans. My greater value to any executive is my ability to work independently, freeing up their time to focus on the needs of the business. So it is clear that you are looking for someone who understands your nuance of managing CEO busy days and can proactively tackle issues. As someone with eye and detail and drive to organize, I tried on making sure every day has a clear plan and every plan is a clearly communicated. Clear sa example nga, i-highlight niya ang iyahang background o currently nga work niya nga siya is an executive assistant for 12 years and daghan na kay siya na-develop nga mga skills. He can work independently, then confident niya dito ang he can manage the busy days of CEO if siya ang i-hire sa company. So second, how would you describe yourself? Tip. When an interviewer asks you to talk about yourself, they are looking for an information about your qualities and characteristics aligned to the scale they believe are required to succeed in the role. If possible, include qualifiable results to demonstrate how you use your best attribute to derive success. So here is the example. I would say that as a security officer, I've been diligent, proactive, and committed to ensure safety, secure, and orderly environment. In my last incident, response rating, I received 99 against the team average, which has been around 97 over the past 3 years. I like be true, documenting all incident. I also lifelong learners, always seeking out of the latest security equipment and techniques to um, patrol buildings. I frequently make suggestion to manage about security improvement and change as my motivation come from making meaningful contribution. Example, i-highlight jud niya dito ang iyahang mga skills o naka-derive sa iya og mga success like kato na rate siya og 99%, then sa past 3 years is na kuan siya na kaning nakakuha siya og 97 nga rate, then kuan siya nga officers kaning gina-secure gid niya, then ga-patrol gid siya sa building nga mga kuan ba nga ang interviewers is kuan gani sa imo ma-impress. So third is what makes you unique. Tip: employer often asks you this question to identify why you might be more qualified than other candidates they're interviewing. To answer, focus on why hiring you would benefit the employer. Since you don't know the other applicant, it can be challenging to think about your answer is relation to them. So addressing why your background makes you good fit with employer, know why your traits qualify and makes you well prepared. So here is the example. What makes me unique is my experience of having spent 4 years in a racial because I had been first-hand experience fielding shoppers, questioning feedback and compliance. I know what customer want, and I know what it takes to create positive customer experience because I've had direct interaction working with customer in person. Sa example, di-state niya dito he makes unique kay kabalo siya sa mga mga customer wants, dun naka-experience na po siya sa mga he had experience, first-hand experience sa field shopper, kanang contract feedback, then mga compliance, tapos sa for 4 years niya nga experience, so daghan na gid kayo siya kaning knowledge or skills nga pwede kayo nga makatabang sa company. Fourth is, why do you want to work here? Interviewers often ask this question as a way to determine whether or not you look time to research the company and learn why would you see yourself as a good fit. The best way to prepare for this question is to do homework and learn about the product, service, mission, history, and culture of the workplace. In your answer, mention an aspect of company that appeal to you and align with your career goals. Explain why you're looking for this thing is an employer. So, example. The company mission is to help college grad pay off their student loan debt. Speak to me. I've been there in the situation. I've been love opportunity to work with a company that making a difference, finding a company with a positive work environment and values aligned with my own has remained a priority throughout my job research as this company ranks off the top of my list. So if an employer is mag-ask about ani sa imuha, then first is mag-research ka about sa company sa ilang mission. Like sa example, the company mission is to help college grad to pay off student loan debt. Speak to me. Kay naka-experience po siya ani nga kanang maglisod siya bayad sa iyang loan as a college student. So kani nga company is murag kuan sa iya ba positive environment nga company nga gusto gid niyang apply niya. Kani nga company is napasok jud first jud sa iyang list nga gusto gid kayo niya apply kay na-relate po siya sa una sa mga experience sa mga college grad nga maglisod og pay sa ilahang loans mga ingana, then siya gusto pud niya nga kibali relate sa iyang career goals ang iyang pong trabaho. So fifth is what interests you about this role. Tips. Like the previous question, hiring manager often include this question to make sure you're understanding the role and give you opportunity to highlight your relevant skill. In addition to truly reading the job description, it can be helpful to compare the role requirements against your skill and experience. Choose the few things you particularly enjoy or excel and focus on those in your answer. So here is the example. Making a meaningful difference in the lives of my patient and their family motivates me to thrive and excellent in everything I do. I look forward in seeing the reaction when they get positive outcome that will change their life forever. So, as the example that we provide, what makes him or her interested about the role is kana ganing love niya iyang work, din ma-motivate siya nga makatabang sa mga patient o sa mga family na as a bali healthcare provider, kanang role is one siya kaning mugid na iyang gusto, din ang passionate siya ana, ganahan kay siya nga makita sa mga tao nga ma-change ilang life na makakon sila og mga kibali kaning maka-receive sila mga good outcome nga ma-change ilang life forever. So kaning nga role is kani mugid ni siya kibali nga gusto kayo makuanan guys. Or mas ma-express niya ang iyang kon sa kagalingon niya din. Mas ma-motivate siya kay siya sa pag-work hard para ma-improve pud ang kibali ma-improve pud ang kon sa company kaning nato siya good impact sa company kay if you love your work nindot jud kayo siya. So if an employer is mag-ask about daning what motivates you, example if mag-apply ka as a nurse. So ang mag-motivate sa imo is makita kag mga patient o family sa imong patient nga ana ganing ma-satisfy sa imong unsapani sa imong kaning service, then kaning unsapani kaning maka-receive sila mga outcome nga good outcome nga sa imo is kaning ibali mo motivate ka, then matagan kayo mga feedback nga ana ganing ma-impress ka sa imong sarili niya, mas ma-motivate ka nga mas kuno pa gyud nimo imong trabaho. So 7, what are you passionate about? Tips. Much likely, previous question about motivation, employers might ask what you are passionate about. So, better to understand what drives you and what you care most deeply about. This can both help them understand whatever you are good fit for the role, and if it is fit into your larger goals. So, to answer, select something that you are genuinely passionate about. Example, why you're passionate about it. And give an example of how you pursue this passion and relate it back to the job. Here is the example. As an experienced, service-oriented professional with more than decades of experience working in a boutique salon, I thrive creating welcoming environment for all clients and providing the highest quality skincare service. My specialization, training, and strong independent skill have helped me become adept at developing long-term trusted relationship that help you build a loyal client base. Some of my clients have been with me since the beginning, more than a year now. This relationship are the reason why I am excited to go to work every day. So if an employer is mag-ask a question about what are you passionate about, so like sa example nga diha, she is more passionate providing high quality of skincare service as a decades na niya nga nagtrabaho sa isa ka beauty salon. Kibali skillful na kayo siya nga mag-manage or mag-kuhan sa ilahang mga customers. So 8. Why are you leaving your current job? So tips. There are many reasons for leaving a job. Prepare truthful answer that will give you an interview confident that you are being deliberate about this job change. Instead, focusing on the negative aspect as your current previous role, focus on the future and what you hope to gain this next position. So here is the example. I'm looking for an opportunity that gives me the ability to build closer, long-term relationship with my clients. In my current sales, the sales cycle is so short, and I don't spend as much time building a rapport with my customers, and I didn't like. Relationship building is one of the most reason I choose a career in sales, and I look forward to working with a company where that's a top priority. So if ang employer is mag-ask sa imo about ani nga, why are you leaving your current job? So mag-provide ka og negative aspect sa imong current job. So like sa example nga gi-provide short cycle lang sa kibali dili kayo siya maka-spend og time of building a rapport with his client or his customer. So mas gapangita siya og company nga kibali kaning makakuan ganin siya ma-build closer, then makakuan siya long time relationship with his client. So kibali kaning pangita siya nga company nga kaning muni ang top priority unya kaninga company nga iyang gi-apply is muni ang fit jud kayo para sa kaninga role kay mo gid niya hang kaning kibali kuan ba kaning kibali ganahan kay niya nga kuan best company kayo. So 9 is what are your greatest strengths? Tips. This question will give you an opportunity to talk about both technical and soft skill. To answer, share qualities and personal attributes and then relate them back to the role for which you're interviewing. So here is the example. I am a natural problem solver. I find regarding to the dig depth and uncover solution challenges. It's like solving puzzle. It's something like I always excelled and something I enjoy. Much product develop is all about finding innovative solution in challenging issues, which is what drew me to this career path in the first place. So, if an employer is mag-ask, what are your greatest strengths? So, this kaninang question is maghatagan ka og opportunity nga makibali mahatag nimo ang imong technical og soft skills. So kung mag-answer ka ani dapat is ganing i-state nimo or i-share nimo ang imong mga qualities o mga personal attributes na related sa katunga kaning kibali katunga role nga imong applyan. So dili kay what your greatest strength, like maabot to ka sa imong family. My greatest strength is family, dili nga nang sa kaning dili nga nang pagka answer sa question. So 10 is what are your greatest weaknesses? It can feel awkward to discuss your weaknesses in an environment where you're expected to focus on your accomplishment. However, when you answer correctly, sharing your weaknesses can show that you are self-aware and want to continuously get better at your job traits that are extremely attractive to many employers. Remember to start with the weakness and discuss the measures you've taken to improve. This way, you're finishing your answer on a positive note. So here is the example. Earlier in my career, I noticed that because I was enthusiastic about my work, I had tendency to say yes when I should have been saying no. At one point, I ended up overwhelmed by an workload and taking so many projects that I was working in evening and weekends. I was stressful, and that stress affected my product quality. I realized that this was counterproductive, so I started using workload managed tools to set better expectation for myself and my teammates. If an employer is mag-ask a question, what are your greatest weaknesses? So, to answer this, kaning mag-provide ka og mga weaknesses nimo sa imong trabaho sa una, then kibali at the end pud sa kaninga unsa pa ni at the end pud sa kaninga mga weaknesses nimo is kaning imuha ganing positive nga yung sa nimo pag-overcome nga kaning weaknesses. Like sa example is kaning kuan kayo siya kaning sige ra siya yes sa mga iyahang mga kaning paghatagan siya kaning trabaho, sige lang siya yes nga dapat na siya tendency pud nga mo say og no sa ilaha. So dapat na stress siya, so na kuan siya kaning bali na unsa pa ni siya kaning na pressure siya sa iyang trabaho na. So mo to nag-set siya og kaning gi-manage niya ang iyahang time para ma-overcome to niya nga biskag daghan siya mga unsa pa ni daghan siya mga trabaho nga gi-assign gihatag sa iya is ma-manage ga po niya ang iyang kaning unsa pa ni kaning trabaho o makabuild gyud po siya og good relationship sa or expectation sa iyang self o sa iyang work nga teammates nga 11 is what are your goals for the future? Tips. Hiring manager often asks about your future goal to determine whether or not you're looking to stay with the company long term. Additionally, this question is used to gauge your ambition, expectation for your career, and your ability to plan ahead. The best way to handle this question is to determine your current career trajectory and how this role plays into helping you reach your ultimate goals. Here is the example. I would like to continue developing my marketing expertise over the next several years. One of the reasons
I'm interested in working for a fast-growing startup company is that I have the ability to wear many hats and collaborate with many different departments. I believe this experience will serve me well and achieve my ultimate goals at someday leading a marketing department. So if an employer is mag-ask, what are your goals in the future? The best way to handle this question is to determine your current career trajectory and how it will play in helping you reach your ultimate goals. So the example is he believes that, or he or she believes that this experience will serve me in well achieving my ultimate goals of someday by leading a marketing department. Kay, na siya ability na to wear many hats and collaborate with many different departments. So believe jud siya nga kani nga sa kani nga goals kani nga iyahang skills is maka-derive ni sa iya o kani hibali kani nga experience o skills niya is maka-derive or maka-lead sa iya o kani success. So yung goal or yung goal sa future is hibali sa iyang kuan sa iyang sa example is makon siya, someday ma-lead siya sa marketing department. So, number 12 is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Tips. Understanding how you imagine yourself in 5 years can help your employers understand whatever the trajectory of the role and the company first is with your personal development goals. To answer, provide generally ideas about your skill, what do you want to develop, the type of roles you would like to be in things that you would like to have accomplished. So, here is the example. In 5 years, I like to be an industry expert in my field, able to train a mentor student and entire level of designer alike. I would also like to gain specialization, expertise in user experience to be a well-rounded contributor working with a design and marketing team, a larger scale project that make a difference both in the company and the global community. So if an employer is mag-ask, where do you see yourself in 5 years? So, to answer this, provide general ideas about your skills nga gusto nimo ma-develop. Then imuhang rules nga, types of rules nga gusto nimo ma-accomplish. Like example is mag-apply gusto ka mag-apply as a designer. So imuhang you see yourself in 5 years nga hibali ikaw is industry expert naka sa imong field, then you are able to train na ang mentor of the student the entire level of designers. So kibali kani mentor na ka, then you be able to kaning train na sa mga beginners na mga designers, then nga na nga kibali imong boost themselves in the present 5 years. So that is all my report, and I will give this to next reporter, Miss Leslie Jane M. Balagaba. Thank you.